A Charleston couple is behind bars tonight after being arrested for allegedly leaving their 2-year-old child at home while they took a trip out of state.
If you're new to my channel, thank you for watching. Take a few seconds to like and subscribe. Leave a comment and I will try my best to answer all of your questions. Ring the bell for notifications when I post new videos. Good people, I'll tell you what it is, and that's what's happening. If you have a story you'd like to share, please leave that information in the comment section. This story comes out of Charleston, South Carolina. South Carolina is located in the southern part of the United States. It's a southern community with southern roots. This area is known for its beautiful waterfront parks, some of the prettiest around. They also have historical buildings, a lot of history in those buildings. The South is known for the old historic buildings that people go on vacation just to see. Really a beautiful area. They're also known for delicious southern cuisine and seafood. The southern charm and hospitality of the natives is heartwarming and welcoming. On November 17th of this year, authorities in Charleston, South Carolina were contacted. A manager from an apartment complex contacted them and notified them that they had did a walkthrough at an apartment and found a 2-year-old home alone. When police investigated the story, they found that the parents of a 2-year-old had went out of town to New York and left the child alone. The apartment manager stated that the father, which was Donald Geekung, had texted them and told them that they were out of town, him and his girlfriend, the baby's mom. Her name is Darlene Aldrich, and they're both 24 years old. Apparently, they were in New York, and they decided to leave the child home alone. When the manager went in to do the walkthrough, he found the 2-year-old home alone. When the manager walked in, he saw a child on the couch sleeping. He was startled because he didn't expect anyone to be home, let alone a child alone. He contacted EMS immediately. When they arrived, they transported the child to Sean Jenkins Children's Hospital for further examinations. Initially, when they tried to, get in contact with Donald and Darlene, the parents, they were unsuccessful. After multiple attempts to contact these two, Donald finally decided to return the phone call. And when he talked to authorities, he told them that he had left earlier that day and that he was only a few states away, as if that was okay. He claimed that he was in New York on business, and he assumed that the mother, Darlene, was taking care of the toddler. Eventually, though, he decided to revise his story, stating that he was confused and that Darlene was also in New York for an emergency. Authorities were able to apprehend these two. They both are in jail. The father is being held on a $75,000 bond, and the mother is being held on a $50,000 bond. The official charges are unlawful conduct. There seems to be some type of pattern here. Earlier this year, there was another mom, 20-year-old Daisy Gutierrez. She was charged with abandonment and endangerment of her child. Apparently, she left her 3-year-old child unattended in Brownsville. And when police arrived, after they had been called about the child waking up, opening up the door, and neighbors saw this and realized that the baby had been left alone. When authorities got there, they contacted Miss Gutierrez eventually, and they arrested her. After being charged, she was placed in a state jail. And at the moment, her parents have temporary custody of the child until the courts can figure out what's going on. Now, Miss Gutierrez told police that she was grocery shopping and just simply casually left the baby home alone. A 3-year-old left alone. Imagine that baby waking up in a panicked state, opening a door, looking for his mom, And thank goodness someone saw him and called authorities, because it's no telling what could have happened to that child. In December of last year, there was yet another mother, a 27-year-old woman who had 4 children. She was in a hotel, Red Roof Inn, and that was located in Swatara Township. Police were called, and she was arrested on December 2nd of last year. She was charged with endangering the welfare of children, and it was a public arrest. They didn't catch her until December 12th, because after she came back and realized that the kids were gone, she went on the lam. She went on the run. She left 4 children unattended and decided to just go off and do her thing. One of the children told police that he hadn't seen his mom in 2 days at the time. When they entered the room, they found 4 children. Now, this happened in Cincinnati, and they're not going to play with her. They charged her with multiple counts of endangering children. So she'll get one for each child. And according to documents, she knowingly abandoned those kids and left them in the care of each other. Now, there seems to be a pattern here. These are all parents under 30 years old. And I'm not saying that because you're 30 years old or younger, you're irresponsible. I'm just talking about these 4 individuals, not the mass. Because we all know there are some beautiful, loving, mature, responsible parents that are 19 or 18 or even 17 or 16, sometimes put in a situation as becoming a young parent, and they're responsible and loving, caring parents. These parents here that are mentioned in this story, they don't care. They're selfish, and they only thought about themselves. They didn't care that they left those poor children vulnerable to all types of predators. Those kids could have wandered out into the road. Those kids could have went outside and someone abducted them, God forbid. There are a lot of evil people in this world. And as parents, you are obligated by nature and by law to provide and protect. There are too many people out here that are longing to love a child. People who are not able to have children, who are waiting years to adopt. And these people are blessed to have 1, 2, and multiple kids. But yet you care so little that you leave them home alone. This is terrible. And people have got to do better. We have got to protect these kids, and we have got to shelter them, and we have got to be held accountable. And I hope these children are placed in an environment that is loving and conducive to keeping them safe and providing for them, and that they are no longer put in a situation where they are at risk. Good people, I am unapologetic when it comes to my opinion on poor parenting. These children are vulnerable, and they don't get to pick their parents. They don't get to choose who cares for them. They don't get to choose who's responsible for them. So my opinion is, if you are not capable of doing the job and being responsible, then reach out for help.
South Carolina couple is facing charges after leaving their 2-year-old home alone while in New York. That's according to the Charleston Police Department. Police say they were called about 2 last Thursday afternoon, at that time I should say, to a Folly Road apartment after someone called about a toddler alone in an apartment. A police report says a witness told officers that the child's father sent a text saying he was in New York for business. The police report says a child was found on a bed in the living room. We're told the child seemed to be in good health. Police were finally able to make contact with the mother and father who were taken into custody.